Hey folks, what's here? Welcome back to another Palm Masters video, and tonight we should be getting the Palkia Legendary Event drop, right? Palkia Cyrus, and I thought, last minute, let's go through the event and talk about maybe some approaches that folks could take, maybe, which units you kind of want to level up, you want to grind, if you want to grind a bit more, level up books, so you could potentially use against Palkia, right? Because usually legendary events, the battles aren't exactly easy. I mean, if you have good units, established player, they're not hard either, right? So let's just talk about it, be prepared, and be kind of expect know what to expect, right? So sync pairs that appear in the event got Cyrus Palkia, Chero Blissey, Player Pikachu, Cynthia Garchomp, Sophocles, Rotom, and Rotom and Togedemaru. I don't know why there's two Pokemon. Lucius of Strika, Singzu, Cynthia, and Komodo as well. So, as for some other stuff, this is all the prizes. We've already talked about this before in a video. 5-star Strike Move Candy is great. 5-star Power-Ups, Co-op Sync Orbs, Elite 4 Notes, all that stuff. And you go through 4 pulls, and then you'll get Cyrus and Palkia, right? So by going through those, you need to get these prize coins that you use to do summons in the prize box, where you could then, hopefully get all the prizes, I guess. So there's 4 stages. Obviously, if you're strong enough, you do want to do the 4th stage, because they're all 20 stamina, I think, right? All of them are 20 stamina, and the first stage drops, the completion reward is 26, 26 prize coins, that's guaranteed, right? And then for stage 4, it's like 52, right? So that's like, that's 2 times what you get in round 1. So you definitely want to try out round 4 instead. And there's also full force battles, by the way, that also give you good stuff, right? 3-star striker move candy, 4-star striker move candy. So yeah, those are all great. Oh, never mind. There's also round 5. I don't know why they put round 5 all the way down here. So yeah, round 5 gives you 62 prize coins. Again, for only, for only 20 stamina as well. So for the prize coin stages, which are the ones that you're supposed to farm, and circumstances have kind of changed now that stamina's thing, now that skip tickets thing. What you probably want to do is not only beat the stage, but you want to kind of crush it. And by that I mean, none of your units get taken out. So then afterwards you could just skip tickets. You don't have to do it again, or else you'll just have to fight it over and over again if you can't somehow manage to beat it with all 3 units surviving, right? So it is a single weakness, right? Weak to dragon. So in terms of like dragon type strikers, that's easy, right? Like, one of the strongest strikers in the game, Iris and Haxorus, is dragon, and is also free to play. Everyone has, obviously, Iris Haxorus is not as good if you don't have her at 3 out of 5, with lesser confusion. But if you don't have her at 3 out of 5, lesser confusion, all that stuff, Claire and Kingdra is still really, really good. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. People talk about, Iris and Haxorus, they're a god in, Battle, which is true. Very, very powerful in Battle. But even outside of Battle, Iris and Haxorus are very strong as well. Like, they're top 10 in terms of damage output, right? They're incredibly powerful. Again, it's grid at Iris and Haxorus. And, if you guys are having trouble, beating it, maybe you could beat the full force battle first, get that 3-star striker move candy, and, spend it on Iris and Haxorus. Then there you go. You got either, if you already had it at 2 out of 5 before, you now have a 3 out of 5 Iris and Haxorus. So they definitely do give you a 3-star striker move candy. I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally helping, folks with their Iris and Haxoruses. And again, if you don't have, Iris Haxorus at 2 out of 5, which then you could pick one of these up for 3 out of 5, then you can still use Claire and Kingdra. At 1 out of 5, again, not the greatest, but if you have her at 2 out of 5, obviously much better. But again, 1 out of 5, you could still use it, right? Again, you don't have too much stuff, but you have decent enough that you could survive, right? Dragon Guard, maybe Rain Gear as well, because they are going to be potentially, sometimes they could be super effective against you. well, Palkia doesn't. It's not always Dragon type moves, but the sync move is Dragon type, so that's the big one. So you definitely don't want to take too much damage from that. So Kingdra could help, decent damage on Draco Meteor, for 1 out of 5. As for some other units, Xenia Rayquaza is like a lot of people joke about Xenia Rayquaza, but Xenia Rayquaza is actually the second strongest, legendary in terms of pure damage, right? Pure damage, Xenia and Rayquaza rank the second highest in terms of legendary. Number 1 is Palkia, and then number 2 is Xenia Rayquaza, 3 is Ho, so on and so forth, right? So Galio, and then Mewtwo, right? So Xenia Rayquaza is also really good. One of the reasons why people don't really use her is you generally do need to roll a lucky skill on her, right? So her stats don't get lowered, or she doesn't get don't get bothered much by confusion. And the other reason is just because 3 out of 5 Haxorus is just such a much better outrage user, and Claire and Kingdra 3 out of 5 is just a better Draco Meteor user. So generally people don't really have a use for Xenia and Rayquaza. But again, if you don't have Kingdra or Haxorus gridded, she's fine as well, right? Again, she hits really hard. That's her job. She hits very hard, and she does that very well. Obviously, you do have to set her up optimally, though, if you're talking about in terms of a team, because in order for her to outdamage all those other strikers, right, you do need Weather Surge 3 to activate. And in terms of like weather, anything but rain, honestly. Reason why we're trying not to go for rain, because Palkia might have water type moves. You don't want to help your enemy out there, right? Something like a sun or whatever should be fine. Sand is actually really, really good. Not that sand itself is really good because you're going to take chip damage, which kind of sucks. But sand means you could run Acerola, which you could get Astonishes off, potentially flinch the opponent, which definitely would help in terms of team building. Right, all that stuff. So that's for your strikers for the dragon type stage, and then your full force battle, which again does give you a lot of good stuff as well, is weak to dragon and water. You generally want to go with dragon as well, assuming the mid is weak to dragon, right? Because you don't want to bring 2 different strikers, right? And water has some good strikers, especially now that Palkia's thing, right? You could bring Palkia in there, right? Once you get Palkia and do the full force battles. So yeah, there's that as well. And also, even for the prize box, the prize coin battles, you can still use Palkia. There's I think there's 10 different prize boxes, or I guess 9 in terms of unique. Well, not unique, just non-repeatable items. There's nine full pools of those items. After you get Palkia, you can still use it against Palkia, right? You could fight that stage with Palkia as well. So do keep that in mind. Again, Palkia, very, very powerful unit. Okay, here's the thing with Palkia, right? Palkia is at its best when it's using Hydro Pump and not Spatial Rend, because Spatial Rend's damage is kind of bad. But it's still not bad, right? It's a decent option. So there's that as well to consider. Use Palkia to beat Palkia. Is that poetic? So yeah, that's maybe this one, I guess. Just a quick reminder of the stuff that's coming out in terms of tonight. Also, Sing to Cynthia is also dropping tonight as well. I will be summoning on that banner live. I'm not sure if I could do it when it goes live or not, because there might be something else I kind of have to do beforehand. But I'll let you guys know before that, right? I might be a few 30 minutes or so late. But yeah, anyways, again, that's maybe this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.